Studies show that 95% of website visitors will leave and never come back. But we also know that not all of them have made a buying decision yet. And the only way that you can be a part of that decision is to stay relevant in their minds as they go through that process. This is where remarketing or retargeting comes into play. It gives you the opportunity to re-engage previously lost leads by allowing you to advertise to those visitors long after they've left your site. But it's not a marketing method that's used correctly or effectively here in New Zealand. Today, I'm going to share with you our method for re-engaging lost leads. Hi, I'm Christian Hunt from Bespoke SEO, and we call our method for remarketing omni-targeting, meaning in all ways or places. It's the exact method we use with our clients to increase appointments and sales opportunities. It's highly actionable, and it's a method that you should be using in your marketing right now. But first we need to address what's limiting your ability to make remarketing or retargeting effective and profitable. Now, I know here in New Zealand that business confidence has been low. The majority of business owners that I've chatted with recently are flying by the seat of their pants. They're struggling to make payroll. They want to grow, but they don't have the money to do so, or they're just simply overwhelmed in how to operate successfully in the digital space. And I get it. I've been through this as well. But after a decade of working with business owners across many different markets and industries, I continually see the four following roadblocks that are stopping them from creating more appointments and more sales opportunities online. And they are poor ad optimization, poor lead management, or not having a process in place to manage leads, lost opportunities, and not capturing customer data or building a digital audience. When you use the omni-targeting method, it forces you to address all four of these roadblocks by having to put them in place first in order for it to be successful. It also synchronizes with all of your other marketing efforts as well. And we've had it described as marketing on steroids. So who will benefit the most from this? Well, if you're spending money advertising on Google or Facebook ads, or you're paying for SEO services, or you're currently marketing to your email audience, or if you're simply using tracking pixels. If you're doing at least one of these, then this is for you. And who's this not for? Well, obviously the usual gambling, adult entertainment, get-rich-quick schemes, anything that it's difficult or a no-go to advertise online. Aside from that, the omni-targeting method can work for any business online. You just have to understand that if you're not advertising, or you're not using SEO, or you don't even have any tracking set up, then it's just going to take longer to get results. And this is something that's overlooked by many businesses, because the companies or people that are selling you digital marketing services, they tell you that they can get you quick results, and they guarantee low rankings for a low cost. And I'm sure you've experienced that. The reality, however, is that successful and profitable digital marketing takes time. We've seen some campaigns take between 3 to 6 months to mature to a point where we start to see really solid results before we can build out or scale it further to be truly profitable. So you must understand that retargeting is not a sprint. We do this for the long-term gains and not the short wins. And this will become clearer as we go through this video. So let's get started and look at the roadblocks that you're facing online with marketing and address those first. More than 70% of the ad campaigns that I come across are unoptimized. They're untrackable and unreportable because they're just not set up correctly. And this is one of the biggest costs to anyone who advertises online. If you're running ads and not using tracking pixels, if you're not checking negative keywords, or if you don't have your analytics set up with either Google or Facebook for your campaigns or landing pages, then again you have an unoptimized campaign. Even simple things like setting up geolocation, time zones, and currency are always overlooked during the setup phase, but they're very simple to correct. Now, if your campaign is unoptimized, you're actually missing the critical measurements, and you've got to be able to measure to manage the effectiveness of your campaigns. If you're not measuring, if you don't see the data, you're screwed. It's as simple as that. You will never compete with someone who is measuring and continually optimizing their marketing. And with the likes of Google or Facebook giving you access to huge amounts of data from your website and about the people who visit it, you must take advantage of that. So when you correctly set up a tagging and tracking system where you can measure the results, what do you think is going to happen to your ad campaigns? And that's right, they'll dramatically improve. And this will have a massive impact on your business. So your ad costs are going to go down, your cost per click are going to go down, and your campaign is going to be more effective and more profitable. So the first step is to go into your analytics, your ad campaigns, and set them up correctly. Now, omni-targeting forces you to do this. It can't operate without it. And it should be the first thing that the people who manage your ads should have done for you. But as I've said, more than 70% of the campaigns I come across are not optimized to work effectively. So do you have your analytics set up correctly? Right now, most companies selling digital marketing services are selling lead generation. And while lead generation is essential to any business growth and profits, it's actually your ability to convert those leads into sales, to manage your client base, and to automate the process as much as possible in order to increase profits, allowing you to scale your business. The trouble is that leads are not managed effectively by businesses, and it comes at a cost. From my experience, 90% of the businesses who run online ad campaigns don't have a lead management process, meaning they only manage the leads they think they can get. Now, this makes no difference if you're a small 3-person business or a multi-million-dollar operation with a few showrooms around the country. 90% fail to manage their leads efficiently. I also see this with how agencies operate when offering lead generation as a service. It's as if they think, let's throw some mud against the wall and see what sticks. Whatever sticks works, and they roll with that, and that's your result. But you pay for that result. But what happens to the mud that doesn't stick to the wall, or the visitors you don't convert? That's what interests me, and it should interest you. Let's say that for every 100 leads your website generates per month, only 3 of those leads are going to convert into sales. In the markets like flooring, kitchens, and bathrooms, that's actually an acceptable conversion rate. But 97 of those leads have gone, and you didn't convert them. They were interested in your product or service, but for whatever reason, they've moved on. Maybe the timing wasn't right for them, or your response rate was too slow. Either way, your ability to help that person is diminished because you have no process in place to manage them. If you are able to re-engage all of the leads you've lost, and again, let's say that's 97 from the original 100 leads created per month, if you could re-engage 97 of them, knowing you can convert at 3% again into a sale, how would that benefit your business? When remarketing is done correctly, it creates this opportunity for you, the opportunity to remarket and to re-engage those lost visitors by simply adding a tracking pixel to your website or your Facebook page. And using a specific series of ads, you're then able to display those ads to those 97 visitors long after they've left your website without having taken any action. Now, I know what you're going to say, but we already do this. We already use a pixel, we do retargeting, but we don't get much success from it. I can tell you that I've never come across any business in New Zealand doing retargeting correctly. And they usually get a couple of simple things wrong. Let's look at flooring, for example. Tiles, timber, carpets. Recently I went through the first 5 pages of Google to see who was using paid ads and who was using tracking pixels. I've also been to all of their Facebook pages, and guess what? I haven't seen a single remarketing ad for any company in New Zealand in the days, weeks, or even the month after visiting their websites or Facebook pages. Not one. And this is the first mistake. Businesses believe that they're using retargeting correctly, but they're not. Well, certainly not in flooring anyway. Their ad campaigns, whoever had set them up, has not optimized them correctly. And I know they're using tracking pixels, but I'm not seeing any ads. The second mistake is that they only advertise on one platform. And let's take Facebook, for example. If you're only retargeting on Facebook, then you can only show your ads to people when they're on Facebook. You're putting all your eggs in one basket. But Facebook is not the only platform to advertise on. And with people moving seamlessly between platforms and devices throughout their day, you must retarget to them on Google, YouTube, LinkedIn, the blogs and news outlets they visit. The third mistake businesses make is when somebody does become a lead, they never show them another ad. They only use the ads to get someone into their marketing and sales funnels. They get the lead, they stop the ads. Again, what happens to the leads you didn't convert into sales? So you must continually re-advertise to them as they go through their process to become a sale. And the fourth mistake made when retargeting is to bombard visitors with the same ad over and over for 30 days. Visitors become blind to your ad, they tune out. They get what we call banner blindness. You're basically spamming them with the same ad, and sure enough, they won't buy from you. I've got to say, HostGator are absolute shockers for it. Click once, and you get hammered everywhere you go online with the same ads. So if you repeatedly show the same ad to a potential buyer, they will never buy from you. They'll simply tune out and ignore you. But we know in some markets like flooring, kitchens, bathrooms, they're not an impulse purchase. People will take their time because they want that purchase to be right. So instead of bombarding someone with the same message, how do you think drip feeding a variety of ads over a longer period of time would work out? You see, the likes of Google give you over 12 months to retarget or remarket to your website visitors. But New Zealand businesses are not taking advantage of that. The way most retargeting is done here is to advertise to website visitors for 30 days following their initial visit. So in December, they're only re-advertising to November's visitors. But if you were able to advertise your Christmas sale to the people who visited your website back in, say, May, June, July or August, would that increase your Christmas sales? No, of course it would. Instead of only advertising to, let's say, the 100 visitors you got in November, you are now able to advertise to the 600 visitors from the previous 6 months with the same sale. And knowing again that you could easily convert 3% into a sale, how would that improve your business? What would it do for your revenue? Would it make your summer break as a business owner be a little more relaxing? So it's not a case of throwing up an ad and begging someone to buy your product or service within 30 days. It's about remaining relevant to them as they go through their buying process. It's about effectively managing the leads you create. So we've covered poor ad optimization and poor lead management, but it's when I talk to business owners about the cost of lost opportunities, that's where they begin to realize what's being left on the table in terms of potential revenue. I'm going to use some really conservative numbers here, but I would like you to apply it to the products or services that you sell and the numbers or data you collect from your analytics. That's if your site's fully optimized and you know your numbers and your data. And I'll use bathroom renovations as an example. So a new bath, shower, toilet, vanity, fittings, tiles, all installed. Something that's not a quick buying decision and is quite a financial commitment. So conservatively, let's say they'll be spending $10,000 for that purchase. Your bathroom website gets 100 visitors a month and you know you can convert 3% into a sale. So my question is, what are you going to do about the 97 visitors that left? Because studies show that 30% of online shoppers are ready to buy, or they're in the buying process, meaning that out of that 100, 30 website visitors who didn't buy are looking to. And this is the real cost of lost opportunities, because you have the opportunity to remain relevant to them with remarketing, but you don't take that opportunity. So let's look at the average cost of a bathroom, $10,000. 30 ready-to-buy website visitors each month looking to spend $10,000 on that bathroom. That's potentially $300,000 in sales that are clicking away from your website every month. So you've made $30,000 from the 3 visitors that you did convert, but you've lost potentially $300,000 per month from the people in the buying zone. Now, they may not be ready to buy today, but they will be ready to buy in the next, say, 1 to 12 weeks. Will they be able to find you again? Or will your competition be re-advertising to them? Now, apply this to your business and the products or services that you sell. How much are you missing out on each month? If you could get in front of and remain relevant to at least 30% of the people in the buying zone that clicked away, and you know you can convert again, I'll be conservative and say 3 of them, that would double your sales and revenue for the month, right? Now, what if you had the opportunity to do that month after month? What would that do for your revenue for the next 12 months or even the next 2 years? Now, what if you were able to apply this to every website visitor, not just the 30% already in the buying zone, but all 100% of them? As I've said, the buying process for many people can be months. Bathrooms are not a quick decision, and a great portion of your website visitors are still looking or researching and trying to get ideas of what they want. So you must get your ads in front of them 4, 5, 6 months later when they're ready to buy. I hope you can see what lost opportunities are actually costing you. I see it across many industries and markets: floorings, kitchen, HVAC, solar. I've even been guilty of it myself until I looked seriously at what I was losing out on every month. The beauty of advertising online today is that you can put tracking pixels on websites, videos, emails, special offers. You can tag up the wazoo to capture customer data and build a digital audience. And a few months ago, I spoke with the owner of a timber flooring company at the home show here in Auckland. He knew the basic numbers that his website was generating and what he was spending on digital marketing each month. SEO was the cornerstone of what they were doing, as it should be, and he was running occasional paid ads on Google. But this is where his problem started. He was spending roughly $2,000 a month on SEO and paid ads and getting over 2,000 visitors a month to his website. And that's really good numbers in the flooring market. And he was getting really good search results as well. So I asked, do you have a method for tracking those 2,000 visitors? Well, he didn't. So that's 2,000 pieces of data or visitors that he could be remarketing to each and every month. So over the course of a year, that's going to be 24,000 visitors that he should have been re-advertising to simply by using a tracking pixel and collecting that data. So with 30% of visitors already in the buying zone, he was looking at over 7,000 potential buyers a year that he missed out on because he wasn't building a digital audience. Again, it goes back to poor optimization. Just imagine that you've built the platform and the framework, and you've attracted over 20,000 potential customers a year that you can never remarket to again. I'll reframe it to show you just how much it was actually costing him, but I'd like you to apply it to your business. So say you're selling a product or a service for $1,000. You're getting 24,000 visitors over 12 months to your website, and knowing that you could easily convert 1%, that's 240 sales over the year from just 1% conversion rate. Now, if you've let 99% of visitors walk away like this guy was doing, what do you think would happen if you were able to correctly remarket to the other 23,500 visitors that you didn't convert? Knowing again you could easily convert 1% of them into a sale. Well, that's almost double your revenue for the year. Even with 0.5% conversion rate, that's an extra 120 sales at $1,000. That's 120,000 in revenue that you've missed out on because you didn't collect the data and you weren't able to remarket to them. And these people took the time to find you and your website. Now, I don't know what a new timber floor would cost these days. It's certainly more than $1,000, but I want you to apply this to your business to see what you're actually missing out on. So solar, HVAC, bathrooms, kitchens, whatever industry you're in, apply it to the average sale price and the numbers of visitors that are walking away from your website each and every month. It's a bit scary when you look at your business like that, isn't it? So if you're not capturing every visitor to your website and building a digital audience, you are seriously missing out. So poor ad optimization, poor lead management or no lead management process, lost opportunities, and not capturing customer data or building a digital audience list. These are the big issues costing companies tens of thousands of dollars a month. And the majority of companies I talk with all tell me that they have someone who takes care of this for them, or they're fine doing what they're doing. So now I'm going to show you how we do it. And you can take this to your guy or the team who do this for you and ask them, we already do this, don't we? And you'll find that things are not fine. We know right now that 95% of your website visitors will disappear immediately and they'll never come back. But we also know they haven't finished making their buying decision yet. And the only way that you can be a part of that decision is to stay relevant in their mind. And the first step is to be omni-relevant. Being a retargeting strategy, you have to be there with your ads. You have to be present during the thought processes, the moments, and the places online where they're thinking about making a buying decision. If you're not there, you can't be a part of that decision. However, if you are, you're already ahead of 90% of your competitors. It's as simple as showing up consistently and not giving up after 30 days. And this is how you should do it in detail. Firstly, you have to get your tracking right. Nothing else works if your tracking is not set up correctly. You then need to set up the ads, which I'll talk about shortly. And then you need to build out your campaign audience. You build out from week to week, and then beyond that with some of the platforms you can advertise on. Google, for example, you can currently go out for 1.5 years retargeting. This gives you the opportunity to offer your Christmas and New Year sales to someone who visited your site way back in May. The cost of acquiring that visitor in May has long been sunk, but you're still able to extract value out of them 7, 9, even 12 months later. So the next step is to be omni-channel, meaning you must advertise on every major platform. And we know people are spending time on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. If you want to be omnipresent, you have to be omni-channel. You just can't advertise in one place like most businesses do. But if you're going to be omni-channel, then you're going to need a lot of ads. And this is where business owners and most agencies put this in the too hard basket. The Google Display Network currently has 17 different ad sizes. Gmail have 2, Traffic Fuel have 16, that you should be taking advantage of. So you can see there's a lot of ad creation needed just to have a single ad running on all the platforms at any one time. And this is just a basic example of all the different sizes required. And this is just for Google's Display Network for one campaign with one style of ad. You can ask anyone who does digital marketing and retargeting, do they enjoy ad creation? No. To be honest, it sucks. But it's what makes the omni-targeting method so effective when added to your current advertising and marketing campaigns. As I mentioned earlier, when I talk to business owners, I'm regularly told, thanks, but we have someone who takes care of this for us. Is this what they're doing for you? Are they creating 40 plus ads for multiple advertising channels? The easiest way to make sure people seeing your ads never buy from you is to bombard them with the same ad over and over again. This will kill any chance they'll ever come back and buy from you. And it's easily avoided, and when it's done correctly, you'll see big wins while reducing your monthly ad spends. Banner blindness, as we call it, is easily avoided by simply changing your ads out regularly and limiting the frequency that any given ad is seen. And it's a major part of the success of the omni-targeting system. The majority of businesses I work with who thought they were using retargeting correctly get this very wrong. They were just showing the same ad over and over again. The more we see the same ads, the more banner blindness we get. We ignore it and we don't click on it. And when this happens, you get a lower click-through rate from your ad to your website, but the cost of your clicks that you do get will actually be higher. And this is one of the biggest challenges with paid advertising online. User retention goes down, the number of clicks on your ads go down, meaning less visitors. But your costs actually go up for the clicks that you do get, because at the end of the day, the likes of Google, they still want to get paid. So you have to cap the amount of time or frequency that your ads are showing. And the way to avoid banner blindness is to rotate your ads out regularly. And by doing this, you can stay in front of thousands of people for between $200 to $300 a month, depending on the size and competitiveness of the market. And this is what we've seen consistently with our clients who use omni-targeting. You create lots of ads and make sure each ad only runs once or twice. That way you don't drive your audience nuts. You're not pounding people with a single ad. You get more engagement and you cut your ad spend dramatically. With a roofing client, retargeting accounted for almost a third of all of their conversions, with an average cost per click of 33 cents compared to over $8 with search. And a real estate agent specializing in the rental market has had a 26% increase in the leads at a cost of $20 per action, as opposed to the $110 they were using on search only. Do you run the same generic ads over and over again? Or do you put in the effort to run ads that are relevant to the people who have visited your website? You have to understand that no two buyers are going to be at the same stage of the buying process. And there are three kinds of buyers that your ads should be aimed at. There are people who are looking for a good deal, and they're generally in the early stages of buying. There are people who are looking for a reputable company. They have an idea of what they want and where they want to go. And then there are people who are looking for specific products or services who are really close to buying, but they all need different kinds of messaging to push them into becoming a customer. So you should be running three different types of ads. The first being offer ads. And offer ads are simply a reason to engage now. It's a reason to take action immediately, and it can be a discount, a coupon, free delivery. It doesn't have to be a giveaway, but something immediately actionable and time sensitive. So like a limited time offer. You then run branding ads, but not the standard, hey, here's our logo and our brochure, but ads that say what's different about your business to everyone else. And for this, you need to look at your competition. So if they're focused on lowest cost, perhaps you could offer free delivery, for example. You have to show and highlight your unique selling perspective. What makes you different from your competition? And the third kind of ads are review ads. Businesses hugely underestimate the power of review ads and testimonials. For a buyer, however, it's not hearing the company talk about how great they think they are. It's other people just like them that were comfortable spending money with you and had a great experience doing it. It's their way of sending you referrals, which is a hugely untapped side of marketing for almost every business. Because you can retarget for longer on some channels, you can also go with seasonal ads, which is anything time sensitive and relevant, so Christmas, New Year, end of financial year, etc. And the likes of Harvey Norman do this really well, but they do it too often and have cheapened their brand. And you don't buy from them unless they're offering a sale. And as I mentioned earlier, you can show your Christmas and New Year sales to someone who visited your site back in May. And that's what makes retargeting such a powerful addition to your online marketing. And here's a mock-up of how this looks. In the first 7 days, you run offer ads and review ads. Following that, you introduce USP ads. Beyond that, you drop the offer because they haven't taken it, and you introduce seasonal ads, and so on and so forth, right through to what we call end-of-life ads. And end-of-life ads are for prospects who haven't engaged. You haven't hit them all the time with your ads, it's on a low frequency, but you're still trying to engage them. So when the time is right for them, you're still in their mind. Now the problem with all of this, as I've already mentioned, is ad creation. It's difficult. You need 42 ads for 3 different types of buyers to be displayed across multiple platforms. As you can appreciate, that's a ton of ads, but it's critical for making retargeting a success. You must remain relevant to your website visitors as they go through their buying process. That's what will make you stand out from your competition. Now, you can see why most agencies and business owners put effective remarketing in the too hard basket and take the easy option, for which they get little for in return. So to summarize the omni-targeting process, you must be relevant. You must show up and do the retargeting. Be everywhere your prospects or potential customers are. And then stay in touch by changing your ads out regularly, controlling the frequency, controlling the costs, and really driving your message to increase conversions and profits. So there you have it. I've just given you an actionable strategy that you can use in your marketing right now. When you put this into action, you'll be able to fully optimize all of your online campaigns and marketing. You'll be able to effectively manage every lead your website generates. You can build a digital audience list that will help you convert more opportunities into appointments and sales. And this is the exact method we use for our clients, and it works. And I hope you can see the power of remarketing and the potential it has to increase appointments and sales opportunities for you when it's done correctly. And I want you to take this to your team or the people who you pay to do your retargeting, paid advertising, or online marketing, and ask them why they're not doing it for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and contact me via email. Thanks for your time. I'm Christian Hunt from Bespoke SEO.